Your next comic coming to stage, give it up for the very funny Rudy Stantz!
Thank you guys for coming out on a Monday. You know it's difficult to come out on a Monday. One person. I'm going to start off by saying I hate babies. Apparently some of you do too. Don't act like you don't, because sometimes you do. Like, anybody here with their parents? No. All right. Your parents fucking hated you. Well, it's a difficult thing for me to admit now, because my sister has a baby, and he's one, and I love him to death, don't get me wrong. But I hold him sometimes, and I'm thinking, like, you have no idea how much I hate these things. But, I picked up the Metro. We're going to Florida soon, and I picked up the Metro, and there was an article, and it read, tips for flying with your children. And some of them were obvious. It's like, give them its own seat, bring snacks, coloring books, whatever. And the last one said, make pit stops. Make pit stops on a plane. If you can go into the cockpit and tell your pilot, hey, if 7-Eleven pops up on your radar, can you like land this thing real quick? If you can do that, you probably own that plane. And the only one getting annoyed by that kid is you. But I read the article and it said, make pit stops to the bathroom whenever possible. Have you ever been on an airplane and like gone to the bathroom? That is the quickest pit stop you can make. You open the door, well kids, here we are. That's the toilet, that's the sink, that's the door. Everybody back to your seats. But, well, the reason I hate babies is they turn into kids, and kids are annoying. They are. Everyone, you just want to strangle one sometimes. It's just a random one. You look at it and you're like, what the fuck, And here's an example. I was waiting for the train, and it was raining. I'm waiting, and I see down at the platform, there's this kid. And he's running, and then he slides on the yellow bumps, because they were like, it's wet from the rain. And my first thought wasn't, oh my god, he could fall on the tracks and get hurt. Where's his parents? My first thought was, I'm gonna fucking punch this kid in the face. Because if he falls on the tracks, he's gonna make me late. What the fuck is this little kid's parents? And then that's when I realized I was a real New Yorker. More than the kid's safety. But then that kid's going to be a teenager. And teenagers are dumb. They're idiots. And it's gotten to a point where society doesn't even notice how dumb they are. I watched this commercial for pizza rolls. I don't know if you've seen it. But the kid opens the fridge and he calls his mom and he's like, Mom, we're dying. And the mom's like, oh, honey, you're just hungry. And then spoon feeds him direction to the fridge. Go home and watch that video. There's nothing in the fridge but the pizza roll. There's literally nothing. It's just ice everywhere in a giant yellow bag. It's like one of those kids pissed in the freezer, didn't know how to spell his own name, so just drew a fucking square. And like, if that was my kid, I would have been like, well, you know what? You're gonna fucking starve to death. And if you don't fucking see that, I'm not coming home. And if you do see that, good luck trying to find a fucking toaster oven. But yeah, well, adults aren't that smart either. Did you see that thing about Mitt Romney today or earlier? He doesn't know why the windows on airplanes don't open. How do you not put two and two together? Like, I've been skydiving before. That's a lot of wind. How come the windows on the airplanes don't roll down? That doesn't make sense. But it's the parents' influence. Like, it's the way you're taught. It's the way you're raised. Like, I would have never thought to fool around on, like, the subway platform, because my dad would beat the shit out of me on the platform. And, yeah, I remember I was a little kid once, obviously. I feel like I had, and my dad picked me up from school, and it was winter, it was cold, there was a car outside, parked, like he was waiting, and it was so cold, the fumes from the exhaust was coming out like all white. So I'm a kid, and I looked at it and I was like, I'm gonna walk through this thing like one of those cheesy 90s action movies. So I'm walking through water, because, you know, I saved the world. And at the end of that, like on the other side of the smoke, is my dad pulling on my frozen ear, telling me not to play with car exhaust. Lesson learned. I never play with car exhaust fumes. And now I'm smart. But yeah, I think we need to start like feeding kids a little more. Just a little more. Not abuse, but like just like smack them up on the head every now and then. Because yeah, my dad used to hit me. And you know what? I deserved it. I did some dumb shit, he hit me. He had a wall of belts. And he'd take me in and he'd go, which one do you want? And then he'd go, how old are you? And that's how many lashes I got. Oh shit, it was right, I stopped. When I got into double digits, I fucking stopped doing that shit. But my mom used to hit me too, and she wasn't a belt person. She was whatever the fuck is around person. And she hit me once with a phone receiver. And this was like before we had cordless ones, so I was able to like run away from it. But then we got the 20-foot extension one, so I had to run a little faster. That's evolution. Survival of the fittest. But I love my mom, she's great. Like, she supports me in everything I do. Like, you know, she helped me along the way I think, the way I perceive things because of her. And she told me once, if you're good at something and you enjoy it, keep doing that. For me, it's comedy. For her, it's using the handicap section and getting away with it. I took her to the movies. We went to see that kids movie, Rio. And we got in a little early. And I was like, whoa, where do you want to sit? She chose the handicap seats. So we sit down, kids and parents start trickling in. Mom, if a handicap person comes in, we're going to have to move. She goes, why would anybody bring a handicapped person to see a kids movie? Valid question. What if the kid is handicapped? Oh, then I'll start doing this. She grabs the popcorn and just starts shaking and just spilling popcorn everywhere. Genius. I won't finish that. Been talking for a while. Yeah, it's the suction cup. I don't want you guys looking at me like, oh, that's how he sucks on a titty. But that skill she passed on to my brother. Yeah, he was driving home one day. And he had a really bad case of diarrhea. And so he pulled into a parking lot, he parks in a handicapped spot, comes out, he's got a ticket. Brings it to court, and the judge goes, why did you park in a handicapped spot if you're clearly not disabled? This is his response, verbatim. Your Honor, at the time, I had such bad diarrhea that I felt handicapped. And it worked! Thank you guys.